Hello, good morning, and we welcome you all to this introductory session of Sahaja Yoga Meditation. Thank you for joining in, showing your interest and eagerness to learn something new today. So let us move into this session right away. We would like to begin our session by introducing to you to our teacher, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. Shri Mataji means respected mother. Shri Mataji is the founder of Sahaja Yoga Meditation. She founded this technique in the year 1970. Yoga or meditation is not something new. It has been there in the Eastern culture for many thousands of years. What Shri Mataji had discovered was a new technique through which even common householders like us can practice the meditation and reap the benefits out of it. Shri Mataji was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize twice. Shri Mataji insists that there cannot be peace in the world outside unless there is peace from within each and every individual human being. Shri Mataji traveled all around the world tirelessly for almost 30 years to teach this technique of meditation to many people all around the world to benefit them for their physical, emotional, mental, and energetical well-being. She insists that meditation cannot be bought with money. It can work out only with a person who has the pure desire to learn it. And hence, no Sahaja Yoga classes are charged. It is absolutely free of cost. There are Sahaja Yoga centers in more than 150 countries all around the world, and it is absolutely free of cost. Now, given a brief introduction about our teacher, now let us move into the explanation of the subtle system. Here in this picture, you can see a person sitting in a meditation position. This is the physical body. How do we know that? We can feel it through our central nervous system. If there is any pain or any problem in our body, we are able to feel it and we take immediate measures to correct it. We also interact with our surroundings and the people around us through our central nervous system. We see them, we talk to them, we hear them, we smell things around us, we can touch and feel things around us. So everything around us is felt by us through our central nervous system. Now, beyond the physical body, there is also an emotional system within us through which we feel happy or sad. There is also a mental system within us through which we think, plan, and act for the future. When it comes to the physical body, through medical science, we have achieved great heights and we are able to solve many problems. We have even gone to the extent of transplanting hearts and livers, and we are able to save many lives through our knowledge of medical science. But when it comes to the mind, we are not that much developed. There are some departments in the medical field such as psychiatry, which is dealing with the illnesses of the mind, but we are not into much depths into it yet. What Shri Mataji explains is that beyond the physical, emotional and mental system, which we already know that exists within us, there is also a subtle energetical system within each and every human being, which we are not aware of. Why we are not aware? Because we cannot feel it in our central nervous system still. This energetical system consists of energy centers known as chakras in Sanskrit. Chakra means a wheel. So this energy center is like a rotating wheel which consists energy, and it is supplying energy to the organs which it is taking care of for the normal functioning, and overall we are able to be in a balanced and healthy state. There are also energy channels in our body known as nadis. Nadi means a channel. Through this channel, energy circulates all around our body. Here is a representation of our spinal cord. If we ask the doctors, they would say that this spinal cord is a central nerve which runs inside the spinal column or the backbone, in which it is housed and guarded safely. This spinal cord is a central nerve, and at certain points on the spinal cord there are branches of nerves coming out and going all around the body. These points, as per medical term, is known as plexus. So these energy centers or chakras are physically placed at the point of these plexuses. Here is another representation which shows you the different energy centers. There are basically 7 energy centers from the bottom of our spine up to the top of the head. We will be talking about this in detail in our coming sessions. Here you can see what color they are and how they are represented symbolically inside our subtle system. These are the energy channels. There are thousands and thousands of energy channels in our body, but there are 3 main classifications. One is known as the left channel, as you can see here, which is blue in color and it runs on the left side of the body. One is known as the right channel, yellow in color, and it runs on the right side of the body. And the third is the central channel, which runs along the center of the spinal cord. It is actually white in color, but just to give us a better representation, it is shown highlighted in pink. When we were in our mother's womb as a fetus, around 3 or 4 months, there is a very powerful energy which comes inside, penetrates through the top of the head of the baby inside the womb, goes inside the spinal cord and starts creating all the energy centers and energy channels required for us. By the time we are 9 months old, when we are about to be born, this creation work inside the womb is complete. This energy puts all the necessary energy required in the energy centers and energy channels for the functioning of the human body and mind for the entire life. And by the time we are born, this energy goes to the base of the spinal cord and settles down in a bone called as the sacrum bone. And it lays there dormant, patiently waiting for the right moment to be awakened. This energy which has created us inside our mother's womb is called as the Kundalini in Sanskrit. Kundal means coiled. So this energy is coiled up, as you can see here, and it is laying inside the sacrum bone. It is coiled up in a clockwise direction in 3.5 coils for a very particular calculation and a reason. Here we can see a representation of the sacrum bone. It is almost at the base of the spinal column in the backbone. It is above the last bone in the backbone called as the coccyx. The sacrum bone is usually formed in 5 different pieces when we are born, but as we grow up, they all fuse together to form one big inverted triangular bone, as you can see in the picture. The word sacrum means sacred. The Greeks used to burn their dead bodies, and they found that even after all the body has become ashes, this bone wouldn't have burnt. It needed more heat to be burnt. So they said there is something sacred inside this bone, and hence the term sacrum bone from the Greek language has been carried along into the medical science also. Here you can see an enlarged picture of the subtle chart where it says pure energy. This is the Kundalini energy in coiled up form, and by arrow mark it is represented as being placed inside the inverted triangle you can see in the chart. This inverted triangle is the sacrum bone. Hence, the Kundalini energy is represented as a coiled up energy inside an inverted triangle, which represents that it is laying dormant inside the sacrum bone. From the time we are born, we use a lot of energy from these energy centers. As we grow, we go to the school, we study, we go to college, we graduate, and then we go to work. We plan a lot, we think a lot, we earn money for our day-to-day living, and hence we exhaust a lot of energy from our energy centers. Now, there are certain qualities, subtle qualities for each and every energy center. Sometimes, without our knowledge, we go against the quality of these energy centers and start damaging the energy centers. For example, a person might start smoking, or he might start consuming alcohol, or he might get into any other kind of bad habits like drugs, or even other habits such as getting angry or getting depressed. So many things happen within us which goes against the qualities of the chakras, which we are not aware of. And we cannot feel that the energy centers are getting damaged because we cannot feel them in our central nervous system yet. For example, if we take the second energy center known as the Swadhisthana chakra, it is at the level of the hip. It is a second energy center. It takes care of the physical organs such as the kidney, pancreas, and part of our digestive system, and also the liver. This energy center also supplies energy to the brain for our thinking capacity. So if a person is always worried about the future and thinking well ahead into the future, then this energy center supplies all the energy for the thinking process, and it will start neglecting the other organs. And so the energy center will go into an imbalance. When it goes to an imbalance, then it cannot supply energy to the organs which it is taking care of, and the organs start malfunctioning. For example, if the energy is not supplied to the pancreas will start malfunctioning, they will not produce enough insulin, and the person will get into a diabetes. Now, only when we get a physical symptom, we feel that there is something wrong with us, we go to the doctor and try to correct ourselves. So in medical science, there are many problems or diseases which are curable and which are incurable. Even before the person got diabetes at a physical level, this energy center started damaging even 10 or 15 years before that because of his overthinking and futuristic attitude. If by some means we were able to feel our energy centers inside and we could feel that we are damaging that, then we wouldn't have done these mistakes and gotten into problems in the very first place. For example, here we can see the fourth energy center known as the heart chakra. This energy center supplies energy to the heart and lungs. This energy center also has a subtle quality of boldness, courage, and self-confidence. So if a person is always brought up in a stressful environment with a lot of fear and panic, then this energy center will go into imbalance and it cannot take care of the organs. And hence the heart or lungs may get into problems. And this is how the physical diseases come to us. So what happens is, all the diseases right from the beginning of a common cold up to a fatal disease like cancer comes from the imbalance of these energy centers. So what Sri Mataji says, that if this energy which is laying inside the sacrum bone is somehow awakened, this energy will climb up the spinal cord, as you can see in this animation, pierce through the energy centers, keep climbing up. It knows the condition of the energy centers as it created them, and then it comes to the head and then pierces through the fontanelle bone area and comes out of the head. When it comes out of the head, we can feel a subtle cool breeze coming in our fingertips and palm, and also on top of the head. This Kundalini energy manifests as a cool breeze coming out of the head. Here you can see in this pictorial representation how the chakras or energy centers are placed in our fingertips and palm. From every energy center at the plexus, there are nerve endings which are coming to each and every fingertip. And that is how we can feel which energy center is having a problem and which energy center is healthy in us. These nerve endings are not only placed in the fingertips and the palm, they are also placed in our toes and the feet and the sole, and they are also placed on the top of the head, and they are also placed all around the body. So this is how we can feel which energy center is having a problem and which energy center is healthy in us. So when the Kundalini energy awakens and comes out of our head, we can feel a subtle, soothing, cool wind blowing in our hand. This is known as vibrations in Sahaja Yoga. These vibrations can be felt in our fingertips and palm and also on the top of the head in the beginning. With regular practice of meditation, we can also feel these sensations all around our body and also in our surroundings as our subtle awareness keeps on increasing with our regular practice of meditation. So with the knowledge of the chakras in our fingertips and palm, we will be able to easily decode what are the problems we are having in our subtle system. For example, if a particular energy center is having a problem, then that particular finger which represents that energy center will have a tingling or a pricking or a heat coming out of that particular finger. And if the energy center is in a balance and healthy, we will feel a subtle cool breeze coming from that particular finger. So this is how we can decode the problems which lie within us and we can correct ourselves. Here is a picture of the limbic area, which is nothing but the brain. So when the Kundalini energy climbs up, comes at the level of the forehead, it pierces through the energy center and enters into the limbic area, which is the brain. The brain has 1,000 main nerves. So the Kundalini energy starts opening these nerves slowly and pierces through the top of the head and comes outside. On top of the head in the skull, there is a bone known as the fontanelle bone area. When the child is born, we can easily see that the top of the head is very soft like a cartilage, and you can even see the pulsation of the heartbeat. This is known as the fontanelle bone area. It is a very soft bone which facilitates in the easy childbirth, and as we grow, by the time we are 12 years of age, it calcifies, hardens and merges one with the skull. So this Kundalini energy pierces through this fontanelle bone area and comes out. Fontanelle again in Greek means it is a fountain bone. Maybe the Greeks knew something about this meditation. This is a picture of a skull of an adult who is fully grown. Here we can see how the fontanelle bone area and the cracks harden and fuse together with the skull. So on the top of the head there lies a very subtle energy center known as the Sahasrara chakra. Sahasrara means 1000. So this chakra looks like a 1000 petal lotus. So this Kundalini energy pierces through the fontanelle bone area and comes out through the Sahasrara chakra. When it comes out, it connects us to the all-pervading power which is all around us. The same living energy inside us is also all around us, which we were not aware until the awakening of the Kundalini. This energy is the one which does all the living work, like a seed growing into a mighty tree, a flower becoming a fruit. All this living work is done by this subtle energy. And all the work we human beings can do is only dead work. We can only cut a tree and make a chair. We cannot do living work. So for the first time in our life, when the Kundalini energy awakens and connects us to the all-pervading power, we are able to feel this subtle energy all around us in the form of a cool breeze. At that point of time, when our own individual energy, which is the Kundalini energy, awakens, climbs up our spinal cord, pierces through our fontanelle bone and connects us outside to the all-pervading power, is termed as yoga in Sanskrit. Yoga simply means to be in union with or to be together with. Nowadays, when we think about yoga, what comes to our mind is physical exercise. These are called as yoga asanas. Asana means an exercise or a position. These yoga asanas are done to open our chakras and to facilitate the passage of the Kundalini. But this is not the final yoga. Again, yoga means that our own individual energy awakens and connects us to the subtle power outside. And hence, yoga is not possible without the awakening of the Kundalini energy. So this is the theoretical explanation of how Sahaja Yoga meditation works in us and how we can meditate. Now in the second part of the program, we will go to the practical meditation experiment. I hope you are all ready. So let us go into the practical session. We would request you to put your mobiles in silent mode so that we don't get disturbed in our own meditation. In order to achieve our meditation or yoga or self-realization, Sri Mataji, our teacher, has given us a few simple steps to be done. We will explain you the steps first. You can watch the screen and learn, and then we will do the guided meditation. For step number 1, we can sit very comfortably on the floor. If we are not able to sit on the floor, we can also sit on the chair. Comfort is more important, posture is not. So the left hand represents the hand of the desire, which is the left channel. So we always keep the left hand palm open on our lap, as you see in the picture. And the right hand represents the right channel, which is the channel of the action. Now with the right hand, we are going to place it on certain chakras and take certain affirmations, which are nothing but the quality of those energy centers. So step number 1, we will keep the left hand palm open on our lap, and the right hand we will place it on the left heart. So in the heart, Sri Mataji says, there is a very powerful energy known as the spirit. If we ask the doctors, how is life going on? They will say it is because the heart is beating and pumping the life force into us, the blood into our stream. The beating of the heart is done automatically. If we ask the doctors, they would say it is coming from the autonomous nervous system. Sri Mataji even jokes, ask them who is the auto. They do not have an answer. This auto is nothing but the energy which is residing in the heart, known as the spirit. So, by keeping the right hand in our heart, we will take the affirmation that I am the pure spirit, or I am the pure energy in my heart. Step number 2, we will move the right hand and place it on our forehead. Now on the forehead lies a very subtle energy center, the 6th energy center, and the quality of this energy center is forgiveness. So here we will say the affirmation that I forgive. Sri Mataji says this anger is a myth. If, for example, somebody has hurt us, we are always angry about the person and we are thinking about the person and wasting our time, while the person who hurt us is happy somewhere else. So by forgiving the person, we only facilitate our own inner peace. And since we deserve our own inner peace, here we will say that I forgive. And the last step, the third step, we will take the right hand and we will place it on the top of our head. As we have explained to you in the beginning, in the center of the palm, you can see the number 7, which represents the 7th energy center on the top of our head. Hence, we will keep the center point on the top of our head, on the fontanelle bone area, and then we will apply little pressure. We will press our head downward and we will massage our scalp region by rotating the skin of the head in a clockwise direction 7 times. And every time we rotate, we will take the affirmation, I want my self-realization. What is self-realization? It is nothing, but we get to know that there is something more to ourselves than this physical, emotional, and mental system. Now we will show you a video so that you can understand step number 3 very easily. Here you can see the lady. She is pressing her right hand on top of our head and also slowly rotating the scalp, the skin on top of the head in a clockwise direction 7 times. So by doing so, we will also take the affirmation that I want my self-realization. After we do these steps, then we will sit and meditate. Until now, we have not started the meditation. We have only done the steps for self-realization. So here again, we would like to insist, what is meditation? Many people say meditation is concentrating somewhere, or imagining something, or chanting something. Meditation simply means to just witness what's happening inside us. So here, we will witness what is happening to our fingertips and palm in both our left hand and right hand. And also, we will keep our attention on the top of the head, on the Sahasrara chakra where we massaged. We can see if we are able to feel any sort of a cool or warm sensation coming out of our head. By witnessing and recording what's happening to us, we will sit for 5 minutes quietly. That is meditation. I hope you are able to understand how to do the steps and how to do the meditation now. So now we will start the exercises. We request you to slowly close your eyes and keep both your hands palm open on your lap. Sri Mataji says, we cannot attain our self-realization if we do not have the desire to do so. It cannot be forced on anyone. So like a scientist with an open mind, let us try this experiment today. We will say in our mind that I desire to have my self-realization. From the bottom of our heart, let us say, I desire to have my self-realization. Now the left hand always stays on the lap and eyes will remain closed until we tell you to open. Now we will take the right hand and place it on the left heart. Step number 1. Here we will take the affirmation that I am the pure spirit. I am the pure energy in my heart. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this ego or the intellect. And hence I am not the diseases of the body and the mind too. But I am the pure energy. And I can solve all my problems. I am the pure energy in my heart. I am the pure energy in my heart. I am the pure energy in my heart. Now we will move in to the second step. We will slowly bring our right hand on our forehead. Here we will take the affirmation that I forgive. I forgive those who have hurt me, who have ill-treated me or insulted me. I forgive all the bad situations in my life. Without remembering any incidents or any person in particular, we will say, I forgive. Let us take the affirmation, I forgive. We can tell this point in our mind several times. I forgive. I forgive. I forgive. Now we will move into step number 3, the last step. So we will take the right hand, place it on the top of our head, apply little pressure, and then we will slowly start rotating our right hand by moving the skin of the scalp in a clockwise direction 7 times. And every time we rotate, we will take the affirmation, I want my self-realization. I want my self-realization. I want to feel the energy centers within me so that I can feel what is right and wrong in me and I can correct myself. I want my self-realization. Now, if you have finished your massage 7 times, you can slowly bring the right hand back on your lap. Now, we will sit in silent meditation for 2 to 3 minutes and just enjoy the silence and peace which is coming from within. Now we can slowly, steadily relax, and slowly we can open our eyes. Now let us raise our right hand a little above our head, as you can see in the video. And try to check if you are able to feel any sort of a cool or warm sensation coming out of the head. It may be even tingling or pricking sensation. It may be a few inches above the head, little above or lower. Just try to check for the point. Now you can slowly bring the right hand back on your lap, and also you may check with the left hand now, because the left and right hand represent two different channels and you may feel different sensations. Honestly, see if you are able to feel anything. If you don't feel, there's nothing to worry about. Eventually with practice, everybody will feel. Okay, now we can slowly bring the left hand also back on our lap. Now let us put some attention on our fingertips and palm and check whether we are able to feel any sort of a tingling, pricking, heat, coolness, numbness or heaviness. Whatever the sensations you feel in your fingertips and palm, just record it and check honestly whether you are able to feel. Now one last time, as you can see in the picture, just bring both your hands palm open at the level of your heart. Now slowly, steadily close your eyes. Put all your attention on your fingertips and palm. And see if you are able to feel any particular fingertip, left hand, right hand or the center of the palm. Whatever you feel with your attention, just record it. Okay, now you can slowly relax and bring your both hands back on your lap. Hope you have felt something. If you did not feel, there is nothing to worry about. I personally did not feel anything in the first session too, but with regular practice, I started feeling it. Now we will continue the meditation and listen to a short talk given by our teacher Sri Mataji in a public program where new seekers like us have eagerly gathered to learn about the meditation. Now when we say we'll continue the meditation and watch the talk, what it means is that we will keep our attention in our fingertips and palm and on top of our head, experiencing what we are able to feel, and then simultaneously we will watch the speech. If you are able to close your eyes and listen, well and good. If you are not able to, and if you are getting too many disturbing thoughts, you may even open your eyes and look at the screen and listen to the talk. But we will keep our attention inside and continue the meditation. So let us listen to the speech right now.
Dr. Warren has already talked to you about the different centers that we have within ourselves. And you can see how beautifully they are placed and how gradually when the Kundalini rises, how she enlightens the innermost core of the centers. There are 3 channels in the central channel, and the innermost channel is used by Kundalini to pierce through for the first time. We can imagine Kundalini to be made of many strands of energy twined together just like a rope. And as the chakras start opening, more strands start getting awakened and they pierce through these 6 centers. But if a person, after realization, just thinks that he has got the realization, then he doesn't have to bother about it, may lose it for the time being, for quite some time I should say. And he'll have to work much harder to re-establish his self-realization. I have seen many a times when we give realization to people, they say, yes, we have felt it, they did feel it, everything happens. And then they lose it because they have not established their realization properly. For which, luckily, in every place wherever I go, I see to it that we already have a center established. Then you can go to that center and you can learn from them how to establish your realization. That is a very, very important time which must be taken into consideration. There was a lady who had cancer. She was cured of her cancer. She was perfectly all right. And she went back to her family. She was doing very well. And after some time, a year or so, she came back with another disease of a very serious nature. So I asked her, how is it that you are cured of cancer, now you get another disease? Did you do anything about it? No, mother. I went back from here. Everybody says you are looking very fine. You are all right. They were all quite surprised how I was cured. And I never bothered to do anything about it. So she got another trouble. You go on like this. You cure one thing, then you again cure another thing. Like little children, you clean them, then again they get out and soil their clothes. Again they are back in the bathroom, then again you clean them. Again they do the same thing. So you have to mature. After realization, you must, in all wisdom and sensible behavior, you must mature it. Otherwise, it's a big headache to me and big headache to you. And you can be quite lost also with it. Because if a seed is half sprouted, it is of no use at all. So, if you want that you should really have the complete bliss of self-realization, you have to become a little serious person about it. Shallow temperament is not going to help you. Or looking at it as if like one of the guru shopping business, it is not going to work out. You have to work to see that you establish yourself. Till you have established, you are not to work on other people. But once you are established, you can start working on other people, giving them realization. There is no need then for you to bother that you will catch from others or anything. But before that, you should not try to help others. First help yourself. Selfishness to begin with. Unless and until you are all right and you know all the methods of protecting yourself, you are not to indulge into Sahaja Yoga practices which helps others. But when you become an expert, when you have an expertise, then you should do it. Like a mechanic who doesn't know how to repair a car may spoil it more. So better become an expert for which you don't have to pay anything. You don't have to do much about it, but only to understand how you have to move the Kundalini within you, how you have to establish it back, what problems you have, and how you have to cure them. You'll be surprised, you won't be aware of problems that you have. One gentleman came and told me, Mother, everyone is coming and asking me, what about your father? What's the problem? I said, everybody said the same. He said, yes. I said, I also want to know, what about your father? He said, my father died very early in life, and I always had a feeling that I had no father. That can be cured. And he developed asthma with it. So everybody knows, those who know one thing that is the truth about you. All of them will say the same thing. Even if it's a small child, he'll also come and ask you that, is your father all right? Because if he knows that this center on the right-hand side means the father. So he will also say the same thing. And then he will come and ask you, what about your father? It is so remarkable sometimes the way people see these things that they can't believe it. But this is nothing. What you get is just a wee bit of it. But as Kundalini rises, on every center, you start getting the light of that center. At the first center, you get back your innocence. Your eyes become innocent. Your behavior becomes innocent. You are not filled with lust and greed. You don't look at things with lust and greed, but you look at things with innocence, which is a very big thing that people have lost, and that you get back. And such a person develops many qualities. One of them is that such a person is full of fragrance. Such a person has a tremendous gravity. Tremendous gravity. And such a person has tremendous dynamism, and attraction is a bad word, so I don't want to use it, but magnetic. His magnet is awakened within him. This is the center of your magnet, of the earth. Such a person develops a tremendous sense of roads, and sense of direction. You place him anywhere, he will know where to go, like birds. You place birds anywhere, they know which side is north, south, east, west. In the same way, you also develop your lost innocence and your magnet within you by which you have proper direction. But the highest of all, you develop the proper direction to wisdom, which is the wise thing to do. You just don't do stupid things. You just don't do. Even if you ever try to do it, you will not do it because you know it is so stupid. Just you don't do it. I mean, it is so simple to be wise than to be stupid. Because if you have to be stupid, you have to go out of the way to be stupid and idiotic. But if you want to be normal and wise, is the easiest thing to do. But what people do is to do things that would make them more and more stupid, nonsensical. Because also some people told me they do it, the reason being they think they have a nuisance value. Like in London now we have one funny stuff going on, they call it what? Punk rock. You see, it's a funny stuff. Now, poor things, they don't know what they are doing. And I think only value of that punk rock system is this, that they try to sort of make a nuisance out of them so that people feel attracted towards them, or sort of a significance out of them. But when you become a realized soul, you realize your significance because you understand you are part and parcel of the whole, and that your significance is to give realization to others. The highest of highest. That's what you have to do. Now you are a saint. And that's how the whole attitude of cheapishness, of outward shallowness finishes, and you become a serene, dignified personality. This is not possible through any sermon, any lecture. It is only possible when the Kundalini rises, you become like a very dignified child. Very dignified child. I had seen one beautiful painting done of Mother Mary being taught first time. If you see her as a child, she's a very dignified personality. As a child, she's about 10 years of age. I have seen my own grandchildren who are not very old but extremely dignified. They walk like kings, behave like kings. In every behavior, you find there's such a dignity. They'll never do something shallow. They'll never ask for anything. They never weep for anything. They never cry for anything. They're so dignified and they understand it so well what is dignity is. I don't have to tell them because they're born realized. In the same way, you become that. Nobody has to tell you that do this or do that. But you understand that you must have self-respect. This happens to you automatically. This is actualization. Nobody has to tell you that you be dignified. You just become. I have seen people who were absolutely absurd. Even from this punk rock, we got some people. And they were so changed that people could not recognize them. But one thing bad has happened with this punk rock, that they put some sort of
Now we will continue the meditation for 2 more minutes. If you had opened your eyes to see the video, kindly close them now and let us sit in meditation for 2 more minutes. Now we can slowly relax, take a few deep breaths, and slowly, steadily we can open our eyes. We can also try to check if we are able to feel any sensation in our fingertips and palm. You can slowly bring your hands, palm open at the level of your heart again. Close your eyes and check if you are able to feel any sensation in any particular fingertip or palm, because now we have meditated for a little longer while. Now you can slowly relax and bring both your hands palm open on your lap. So this is how we meditate every day. What we would recommend to you in the coming week is to meditate at least 10 to 15 minutes every day. When we get up early in the morning, after we have finished a good night's sleep, our mind is very fresh and without any disturbing thoughts. That's a time we can meditate very easily. At that moment, try to just sit comfortably, open your hands palm open on your lap, close your eyes and just pay attention to what's happening in your fingertips and palm and on top of your head. That is meditation. You need not even do the steps we did today for self-realization. You may even play some soothing background music to keep your mind steady. With regular practice of meditation, our inner energy, the Kundalini energy, will connect us to the all-pervading power. Our meditation will get stronger and stronger. And when we reach a level of good vibrations, we will be able to solve all our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual problems. That doesn't mean that we have to stop taking medications if we have any problems. But slowly, steadily, as the meditation grows, it will take over the medication and we will be able to solve our problems completely. So hope you have had a good session today and you got an opportunity to learn something new. Just to have a small recap of what we have done today is we have talked about Sahaja Yoga meditation, about the subtle system, about the energetical system within us, about self-realization, and how to practice the meditation at home. Kindly do practice the meditation every day. It takes only 10 minutes of our time. We spend so much time for our office, for our boss, for our family and children, but we do not spend any time for ourselves. And this is how we can do that. And if we are able to correct our energetical system, everything around us will fall in place. Hope you had a good session of meditation and enjoyed the knowledge. Kindly do practice the meditation at home. We are going to have free meditation sessions in the coming weeks. If you are interested to learn more and take it up, kindly do join us in the upcoming weeks. Take care, have a nice week ahead, and bye.